Welcome in the ring, each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in the ring, guys. Good to see each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from around the world, welcome in the ring. Trust you guys have had a great day. Those of you who are joining us on Facebook, those of you who are joining us on Twitter, those of you who are joining us on YouTube, LinkedIn, welcome, welcome, welcome in the ring. And you know, as we come, folks, we have to share the live stream. Lots to discuss with you this evening. Lots of information, lots of things happening around the country, lots of things happening and being said at the Marriott. Also, where that International Energy Conference and Expo is being held this evening. We welcome each and every one of you with us. Trust you guys have had a fantastic day. Thanks for showing up, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing this evening? How are you guys doing tonight? I see we have Wilton Blue, we have Paul Bourne, we have Irwin John Cook, Patricia Graves, Zandy Goodman, and all the other good folks. Folks, we don't pick and choose who we're going to call, you know. If you don't make a comment, then we don't see the name. Melissa Monroe, Roxanne Ross, Jamal Jordan, Lynette Jacobs. I see Waveney Badas. Alexander is here as well. June Chase says, good night, everyone. Good night, June. Good to see you. Good to see each and every one of you. And guys, we are so happy. We are so privileged that each and every one of you are here with us tonight. Guys, you make the difference in this program. It's not about us. You guys make the difference. Derek Smith and Sion Quinton. I know that is why we tell folks who are not familiar with our program, while we welcome you, we say, allow us to do this. It is the viewers who make the program what it is, folks. If we had no viewers, we'd just be talking to ourselves out there. If we had no viewers, we're just going for a walk in the park, folks. And that's why we're privileged to have Audrey Ward, Wills Felix Camon, Melly Centros, Yonette Benjamin, Sharon Mercurius, Arthur McCalmonton, I see Shawnette Barnes, Jennifer Haynes, all you beautiful, wonderful, good-natured, uncontroversial, opulent, filthy rich people. We welcome each and every one of you in the ring, guys. How are you doing? Turn your comments. Charlene, Juice Attendry, Marilyn Thomas, Roxanne Estrado, Zoran Stewart, Claire Capel. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome in the ring. We would have it no other way. Really, really happy that each and every one of you are here with us. Pace. Power. Folks, I'm getting to love this bell so much. Pace, 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 and power. Good to see you. I see, is it Miss Francois, Melissa Mentor? I see Volme Wilson, Nicola Best, Sharon Eastman is here as well. And Denny's, London Welchman, Jorette, David. Guys, how are you doing? Pace and power, power and pace. Ready to get into the fight card, guys. Lots and lots of information to share with you guys. And I'd rather be with no one else for the next hour than each and every one of you guys. We want to thank you guys who showed up last evening and showed off yourselves. You're all showing off yourselves in the comment section. You showed off yourself with the shares last evening. You showed off yourself with smashing that emoji button, guys. And we hope that you do nothing less this evening. As we say, guys, you make the program what it is. And we want others to receive the valid and credible information. We are so glad that you guys are here. Welcome, welcome in the ring. We'd rather spend this time with no one else, Laverne Cameron, and I see Esteline Sinclair, Dexter Thomas, again, Siboni Semple, Dala Liverpool. Welcome, welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Roxanne Odessa Jacobs, Holly London, Tanya Cummins. Good to see you guys. If you don't make a comment, we don't see those comments, guys. We don't see your names. We don't see your names, and we'd be happy to give you guys a shout out. Ann Barker, we see you. Beverly Adams, Unica Light. Yep, Lynn McDonald. Michelle Baird. We see each and every one of you. And again, We are so tremendously privileged that all of you guys are here. We're fired up and we're ready to go. Pace and power. Pace and power, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to head into the fight card, and I hope that you guys are as well. We hope that you guys are ready. Are you guys ready? Have you guys had a fantastic day? Candace Wilson, Kim Walker, Shondell Moses, Roxlyn Van Jumian, good to see you. Carletta Ronalds and Patricia Kisun. Ravi Kemraj is here as well. Savitri Rose is here too. Pace and power in 2022, guys. We want to see those shares. We want to see those emojis, guys. Let's get a move on. Let's get a move on. Let's get a move on, folks. Share. And we want to see you guys smash that emoji button as well. Y'all know we don't come off the mark for nothing less than 300 shares. Come on, folks. You can do it. You can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. We say as we come on the program, we got to share the live stream, guys. And we got to be active. We come and you all zone in. You zone in Cecile Ogle and Jamal Jordan, Brenda Nicholson and Lynette Faria, Dolores Ward. You all zone in, but you got to move your hands. Smash the emoji button. And we want to see those shares as well. We're fired up at this end. Wilma Grant and Sheena Hazel. We're fired up at this end. Javine Smith. And I see again Kim Dixon is here. Diane Jugat is here as well. Bevel Clark. How do you do, Bevel? Good to see you. Celine Fraser says pace and power. Pace and power, folks. The trailers left the station. Pace and power. We want to see those Sharon Barker, Joylyn Cook, Christy Barrows. What about you? Kevin France. What about you? Folks, gather around. We're about to get to round one. We are about to get to round one, folks. And good to see each and every one of you. We prefer it no other way. Really good to see you guys. And we're off happening around the world and perhaps closer to where some of you are. Some information that may benefit you guys. This is what's happening around the world. And in particular, in Canada, folks. In Canada, folks are telling us that they have relaxed. The Canadians have been easing the COVID checks and rules, folks, for travelers arriving in their borders. In particular, they are no longer requiring the PCR test. That is what we are learning this evening out of the Canadians. They are no longer, folks, requiring the PCR test. And we know that the guys here are tinkering with something similar to that, but we aren't quite there as yet by any measure. The guys aren't quite there as yet. But in Canada, folks, in Canada, this is what is happening. Again, the Canadians are easing the COVID-19 checks and rules for travelers arriving, and they are no longer requiring, in addition to that, PCR tests. So, folks, if you're going to Canada, nice time. No, sir. If we're going to Canada, folks, nice time for some of us, right? Morning, Vanessa McCalman, Ibon Lamy, Bob and Volme, Chandel, Lynette. I see Jamal and Avril and Volme and all the other folks. If you're going to Canada, nice time. The PCR test, as we have pointed out, is no longer required in Canada. So, folks, you got to get your visa, and you got to put on your layers because it's cold in Canada. That's what the guys are telling us. It's very cold in Canada. And respect and manners to all of those folks who are joining us out of Canada. Respect and manners to each and every one of you. We know it's cold, but bundle up, guys. Put on your layers. That's the information coming out of the authorities in Canada. And folks, happening a little closer to home. Here what's happening a little closer to home. COVID surge. As we are on COVID and Canada, closer to home. We can't talk about the Canadians, we talk about the own business. Folks, it is unrelenting. Even though they have lifted the curfew restrictions, it is still unrelenting, folks. What is happening in Canada? Unrelenting in lots of parts of Canada, folks. The COVID spread in lots of parts of Guyana. It persists. We have 3 COVID deaths. Today alone, 3 COVID deaths and 105 new cases. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those persons who have lost a family, friend, or a loved one to COVID-19, especially those who have lost a friend or a loved one today to COVID-19. You are in our thoughts and in our prayers, and we trust that you guys will get through this. The COVID spread continues unabated. The COVID curfew has been lifted, and in lots of places, folks, in lots of places, it's like COVID finished. In lots of places, y'all know what we're talking about. Y'all know the install regime that we're dealing with. Jamal Jordan and Claudette Clark, and I see Bibi Ann and Carol Hudson. Jack Powers, I see you as well. Y'all know how things are happening here. It seems to us that they have lifted all the COVID restrictions, because from what we saw recently gives us a clear indication of that. It is though the authorities have lifted not only the curfew nationally, but they've also lifted all of the checks for COVID-19, and they have lifted all of the rules as well. That is the kind of signal we are getting at our end, especially with a party that we saw recently. You all know when you give us an inch, it's a whole mile we're taking. It's a whole mile we're taking. And so what we saw recently raised some eyebrows. Take a look, folks. Take a listen and tell us if COVID is finished. Tell us if COVID is not finished. COVID finished. That's how the folks are operating. We got to conduct ourselves better. But that song, folks, that song. COVID finish. That being said, folks, we can party, but we got to conduct ourselves responsibly. We have to conduct ourselves responsibly. The folks say they've lifted the curfew, but the way some business establishments are behaving as though they have lifted the rules as well. They've lifted the checks, they've lifted the protocols and the regulations all at once. We got to conduct ourselves responsibly, and the authorities have got to have a firm hold on this situation, or we'll continue to see the COVID numbers go up. And in addition to that, the COVID deaths go up as well, and that is what we do not want. So, folks, you're going to be out there. Let us conduct ourselves properly. We know the guys, them boys ain't got no time with us. We know them boys ain't got no time with us. But that being said, we have to be responsible there, don't we? Don't we? We got to be the responsible ones, folks. Not so. Clenard Martins and Ann Barker, Moll Joseph and Gloria Fraser, Heather Rowe and Nicola Daniels. We gotta be the responsible ones. It's like COVID finished. Pace and power. That's how the boys operating. Pace and power. But let us be the ones who are responsible, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on in the fight card, signs of the times. Times of the sign. And times of the sign and signs of the times. Yep, love me this bell. Signs of the times, folks. What's happening here? What's happening? Well, today, we there, drinking we water and minding we own business. And there it was, a car slammed into a culvert, injuring the driver at Better Hope on the Essequibo Coast. It's like something just took over these roads, I think we need a national day of prayer. How y'all feel about that? We think we need a national day of prayer. Sometimes you're just doing good, like something just snatched the wheel of the vehicle. And it's not the man upstairs. And so we saw today this car slamming into a culvert. Better Hope Essequibo Coast. The driver was injured. We hope he gets better soon. We hope it's not his bad driving skills that ended him up in this conundrum. Our new word on the set. We hope it's not his driving skills. Put him, ladies and gentlemen, in this conundrum. We see this word using a lot. We think we like it too. This conundrums. Folks, we got to exercise caution on the road, Some of you, some bullies. Some of you always late. Always late. Slow down and arrive alive. I'm telling you that, slow down and arrive alive, especially if you're going around some of these roundabouts. You see that kitty roundabout on Sheriff Street there? My Lord, that's a puzzle. But if you think that is a puzzle, the roundabout on Mandela Avenue that borders Mandela Avenue and South Rumvelt, that putting to attach to this or link to this new road coming out from Diamond, that's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. It is a mystery wrapped in an enigma. So folks, if you're coming around that area there, Mandela Avenue into South Rumvelt, where they're linking the road to Diamond, you gotta exercise extreme caution, or else you're gonna be like Big Uncle here. That roundabout is a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Let us exercise as much caution as possible on the roadways. Signs of the times. This was at Annandale on the East Coast. Annandale on the East Coast, folks. Look, the Puckator and the confusion powder. Here, an unlicensed driver hit 4 vehicles on Annandale Market Road. And we are being made to understand, not only was he an unlicensed driver, signs of the times. Right? Signs of the times. Not only was he an unlicensed driver. We heard the bus that he was driving in, that he was driving. The bus and got insurance. My Lord, this old house and old house. But what's even a little strange is that the police asked him to drive the bus from the scene. That was a little strange to us. So he's unlicensed. The bus and got insurance. He crashed the bus, but we being made to understand the police asked him to move the bus, to take the bus wherever he was going, or to the station, or some fanciful story like that. Folks, you all think it's easier? Signs of the times. That's what we're telling you all. It's signs of the times. It's like since August 2nd, 2020. Dark clouds. The things have descended. Right? Oh, judgment. No, it's time is so far off. Yep. That's what's happening here. Signs of the times, folks. So let us be cautious on the roadways. The only thing, check y'all. Let us be cautious on the roadways, guys. Moving on the fight card. Moving on. For your information, FYI, we want to thank all of those who join our morning programs. FYI, this is for your information. Some of you, this is the only how you get your news. And even for folks in government, we have found, guys, this is the only way we understand that lots of ministers of government, they sit around their smart televisions watching us on YouTube, or there's a Facebook app on the smart televisions and they watch us. They watch us from their beds and from their smartphones, and they consume the information here because we give a good sense of what has transpired around the country, around the Caribbean, sometimes even internationally, as in the case of that story out of Canada that we're covering with a relaxation of the PCR test for entering to Canada. And they gather what is happening. So this is for information to the authorities, as CN Sharma would say. We hope the relevant authorities watching us here. We hope so. We hope the relevant authorities watching us. This is for your information. For your information. Oh, Father. Police. Police, y'all are getting better. We want the police to get better. And you know, we understand, folks. Hold up. We understand the police force got some nice folks. Got some fantastic professionals. And then they got some others. You don't want me to the darkest night. You don't want me to the darkest alley. If you see them walking one side road, you cross over. You don't want to meet them. They don't care. If you're whole, if you're feeble, if you got ailments, it's one treatment. Brute force and ignorance. And so when we saw how the police was treating one man quite recently who has a broken leg, we were taken aback. Folks, and more than that, I was not only taken aback, I was taken to the back. Way back. Because I thought we are progressing as a people where these issues are concerned. I hope the Commissioner of Police watching and understand why the police keep having a bad reputation out there. We gotta stem this thing. I don't know if the guys are receiving the training properly, if on the ground they get a little jittery and then they start to apply excessive force. But folks, take a look at this. and you'll get an impression of what I'm talking about. We gotta stem this madness. We gotta stop this madness, folks.
You can't touch the master. Yo, got your bike on the road. You might want to stay in investigation. You can't go away. Video how much y'all want to violate. That's what y'all got to do. That's why y'all show my man and the man foot from. Watch how y'all show the man in there. Yeah. Touching the woman for my touching the woman for my jackass. Lashana. What should jackass boy. Yo. Lose some boy. People.
Folks, hold up. Did we just see the policeman throw a man with a broken leg with crutches on and back of vehicle like it's nothing? I mean, did I see I don't want us to operate as though we didn't just see that. I don't want us to pretend we just did not see that. Folks, is that the kind of country we living in? Is that emblematic, symptomatic, and all the other matics diplomatic of the cooperative oil producing Republic of Guyana? Did I go by too fast for you? I want to do over. Folks, let us refer to wrong one. We were about to go over to wrong two. Is that the police force in operation? Is that excessive force? Is that police brutality? Anybody can be on suspension? Interdicted? Is that the democracy we talk about? Hold up. Let me just rewind a little bit. Hold up. Did we just see the policeman just take a man with crutches, with broken legs, and just fling him like nothing? I saw a man with a neck brace being thrown into a police vehicle. Hold up. Rewind.
You can't touch the master. Yo, got your bike on the road. You might go away. You man want to them stay in investigation.
He can get the squad.
He said we already know squad. Me hey, Rob,
They gonna let me slip up.
This man put the gun, you come straight to me.
Hey, you gotta clear your Come on, video how much y'all want to violate. That's what y'all got to do. That's why y'all show the man and the man foot from. Watch how y'all show the man in there. Yeah. We're touching the woman for my We're touching the woman for my and jackass our Lashana. What's shooting jackass by. Yo. Lose some by. People.
Wow. Wow. You know, there are some folks by the Marriott at an international energy conference and expo. They think the Marriott is Guyana, you know. But this is Guyana. Do you think the Marriott is Guyana? That's a man whose leg's broken. He got crutches. And them boys don't care. Them boys ain't concerned to serve and dash in the van. To serve and dash you in the van. Folks, you know what? With this bell and a couple candles, we can solve the situation, you know. With this bell and a couple candles, we could solve the situation. We would solve it. FYI, to the Commissioner of Police and all the big boys at the top that like to bamba. We got a lot of work to do, folks. We got a lot of work to do. FYI, the GWI and the folks down there housing, responsible for water and so on. FYI, they ought to be in somewhere in the vicinity of that new avenue that they're constructing along the St. John Road leading out to the seawall. They got a be in there, guys. It has been flowing for days, unabated. Land of many waters, be wasting plenty here. FYI, just in case. Nobody didn't tell y'all. And all the folks from GWI watch our program. And all the folks from the Ministry of Housing, from the Department of Housing, watch this program. You know, and we're trusting that this situation, guys, will get rectified. FYI, take a look. Just in case y'all didn't see this. Days now just running. Just in case you didn't see it. FYI, for your information, GWI, FYI, for your information. Moving on to the fight card. You know, land of many waters, but we gotta care it. We gotta conserve as well. FYI, you know, a lot of things happening. Look what is happening at McGowan Primary School. Manchester Burpees. McGowan Primary School. The people complaining. They said this is what they're cheering off a walkthrough. Day in, day out. And they're just hoping that with the biggest budget ever, the third biggest budget ever in under 18 months, this little road to get fixed. This every day the children got to trudge through mud and sand and silt and loam and all kinds of nastiness to get to school. McGowan Primary School children, they're complaining. This is in Manchester. They need help. Right? They need help with the street to get to class. So whether the Minister of Education, Pranit Malik Chan, or the roads man, whether it is Dharam Lal or it is the other one, the other fella, the good bishop, the Fisher Bishop, where is him? FYI, McGowan Primary School children, Manchester, they need help with the street. They need help, FYI, just in case nobody looking, FYI. You can't say you miss it now. You can't say you miss it. Moving on, folks. Pace and power. Pace and power. Some situations you see except pace and power. Today we learned that a motion concerning the liability insurance coverage for oil spills, the full coverage for any environmental disaster coming out of ExxonMobil and its affiliates and allied companies. They don't want to give full coverage. So Guyana could be left holding a bag if anything happened out there. And quite recently, guys, we saw in an African country, one of those oil tankers exploded, spewing 60,000 barrels of fuel, 60,000 barrels of oil into the sea, into the ocean, in one of those African countries, neighboring one of those African countries, guys. We don't want that to happen here, and then we left holding the bag. And so, Member of Parliament David Patterson has tabled a motion on this very issue, that there should be proper insurance, there should be comprehensive insurance, pace and power. We told you that's where we're heading in 2022, pace and power. You got to bring the fight to the guys. You got to bring pressure to bear, guys. We want full coverage insurance. And that's just some of what is happening at that end. Moving on to fight quickly, swiftly. Things tight. Folks, y'all know that. Y'all know things tight. Bread gone up, Bora gone up, Belanji gone up, everything gone up. Things are tight out there. Things are tight. You want to know how tight things tight? I'm happy you asked. Look how things tight. Folks, look how things tight in this country. Now, a cancer patient grave was vandalized recently. The family is further traumatized. Why is that? They tried to give the relative a good send-off. Them guys put a little gold and little money in the coffin of Vishnu Samaru. He was 20 when he died from stage 4 cancer. 20 years old. When he succumbed, he's from Belvedere on the quarantine. 20 years old when he died. And Vishnu Samaru was buried at an area called, let me get it right, Hampshire Burial Ground in Quarantine, Barbies. Well, them boy pitch out Vishnu. Gone with the money. Gone with the gold. Y'all want to know how things tight? This is how things tight. They pitch Vishnu out, folks. Broke and enter the tomb. Even the dead in got no peace. Right? When they say rest in peace, no, you're not insured of that. You are not insured. When they say rest in peace, if them boys want you rest in peace, right? If them boys wanted to rest in peace, they took the gold, took the money, and gone. Our thoughts and prayers are with this family, because we being here to understand that they're more traumatized now. Haven't gone to visit Vishnu, pay their respects, and mourn their dead. He recently passed away. And them boys are watching. Them folks who attend the funeral said they noticed some strange people came about mourning. Right? Everybody you see crying by your funeral, crying for you. Some of them watching to see what time everybody going and saying, these people taking long, man. These people taking long. You can't even bury a devil with a decent perfume or cologne. Now, them boys coming back. Things tight. You want how tight things tight? This how tight. Right? They took out Vishnu Samaru, put you one side. The body was seen a little way off from the coffin. Gone with the gold. Gone with the jewelry. Gone with the money. Y'all want how things tight? Father of mercy. Father, have his mercies. That's one man says. Father, have his mercies. This is how things like. Some of y'all right now must be wearing debt. People go and got debt. People money in your pocket. You don't even know. You don't even know. If you see some people come down selling gold recently, well, you understand now. Our thoughts and prayers, nonetheless, go out to Vishnu Samaru's family. You know, they got to bury the dead twice, folks. That's injustice. The state should step in and give them some help now. That's how things tight. Y'all want how things tight? My God, you ain't safe. You ain't safe. Right? You ain't safe. Y'all threatening some people, y'all, they hunt y'all. That's what should happen here. Y'all wicked. Nothing is sacred anymore. Absolutely nothing is sacred anymore, folks. Moving on the fight card. Moving on the fight card. Photo of the day. Photo of the day, folks. You know when the producers showed us these photographs, I got little under the color. I got under the color. I had to tell them put on the AC. Put on the AC. Be get hot. I start drinking a set of water. I didn't mind my business. I was minding A$AP Rocky business. It's their business event. Photo of the day, folks. Take it away. Take it away. You know, I don't know. Rihanna redefining pregnancy, and you know, I don't ordinarily find pregnant women attractive, but folks, let me tell you something. A$AP Rocky, I don't know. You make a mistake, but I take one for the team. I would gladly take one for the team. This is Rihanna. Rihanna come out. She came in out. Shout, folks. Rihanna out. Very, very, respect and manners. Guys, respect and manners. Photo of the day. Photo of the day. I know some of y'all young, you know how things is. It is what it is. Photo of the day. The diva herself, the diva. Let me, folks, move the graphic. I want a black Rihanna shoe. Photo of the day. Photo of the day. Looking nice. Looking nice. The producers, they're trying to stay focused. Stay focused, guys. Stay with me. Come on. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Rihanna boy. Rihanna, respect and manners. Photo of the day. Photo of the day. That one got me a little hot on the color. Can't lie to you. I was a little hot on the colors. Hot and bothered. But folks, we have to move on. I like to stay a little longer, but as time demands, photo of the day. Moving on in the fight card. Spotted. Look how we spot. Some people touring. I give you all a clue. I hope they're spending the Barbadian dollars. We need some foreign exchange in this country. Spotted, guys. This is Mia Motley in Latam, we advise. Mia Motley in Latam saying, peace and power to our indigenous brothers and sisters. Mia to who share their life. She want the Barbadian people saying how we treated Mia properly. So when I come there, I want to be treated with respect and manners. Pong, woman to woman. Mia saying there, respect and manners. Touring in Latam there. Yeah, Mia moving wrong. You think Mia think that Marian there is no. I just said, Mia, don't get into conflict with the police. I ain't want to see you dash behind a vehicle. I want I got step in then. Then is when I can step in. I want to dash you behind the vehicle. So you just stay clear from the police, Mia, and you stay as a law-abiding citizen. Respect and manners, Mia. Respect and manners. Good to see Mia Motley touring in the sense of the country, the beauty of our country, folks. Moving along on the fight card. Moving along, folks. What's next? What comes up? Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Well, y'all know let's start the turn this energy conference and expo into a sex talks forum. That's the word in the street. That's what them boys saying. When they heard some of the things emanating from the oil and gas conference, they said turn from energy conference and expo. It's a sex talk forum now. That is the word in the street. When you hear people talking about, Mark got to come off the mark and produce 20 innings, symbolic of children, one would think. And then the vice president, Jagmeo too, population needs some help. Sex talks. And then we heard on last evening's program, Irfan Ali said, State House in a room, so y'all want to procreate and populate? Find some prey cells. No room at State House. Sex Talk Forum. That's what has been dubbed in the street. The man in the street say that. The same way they call the $2,000 bill a trenchy. Trench crapo. Trenchy for short. Same way the folks say, you know, this is a Sex Talk Forum. But folks, in the midst of all of that, we had some folks like Nana Addo, the president of Ghana, and we had some folks like Mia Moore Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados. Folks, there is something to be said of people who have an appreciation for the English language. There's something to be said of them. There is something to be said of people who have an appreciation for the hills and valleys and the soaring vistas of the English language, who can string, folks, a subject and a verb together. There's something to be said of them. There's something to be said of people who understand pronunciation and enunciation. There's something to be said of people who understand and appreciate literary devices. There's something to be said of people who understand the use of a simile and a metaphor. There's something to be said of them, people who understand how one thing must relate to another and give structure to an essay and to a discussion and to a speech. There's something to be said of that. And we think often, much too often, we have lost the appreciation of the English language. And among other things, we had some statesmen and women reminding us of how far we have fallen in this country. We used to have great orators that could hold you spellbound for an hour, 2 hours, just talking about ideas and about issues, romancing you with vision and strategic global leadership issues, the way Mia Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, did quite recently, and the way Nana Addo, the President of Ghana, did quite recently. But you know, as we were on the protest line today, folks, talking with those protesters out there on the apron, on the periphery of the Energy Conference and Expo, as we were there, guys, the one thing people kept saying, all the time, was how they were shocked. How they were shocked, guys, that it was the foreigners who had to come and beg, literally. Who's sharing the damn live stream for us this evening? Who is smashing that emoji button? It was the foreigners who had to come and beg. It wasn't our own leaders painting a grand vision for where this country will be in the next 10, 30, 40 years. It was the foreigners who had to come and beg for us to be given a fair share, And this is some of what we heard Nana Addo, again, the President of Ghana, and Mia Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados. Some of what they talked about. Here is Mia Motley talking about providing opportunities for your citizens, not being tenants in your own country. Listen to Mia Motley's soaring speech, encouraging us, inspiring us to strive for more. Mia Moore Motley, in her own words.
Be transformative. But before I get there, I want to just offer one comment on this issue of local content. Because I've heard too many people, particularly from the private sector, complain regionally and internationally, and not just about Guyana, but in every country, in our own country, about the need for local content. The day that we do not provide opportunity for our citizens who participate in active citizenship, of being able to benefit from the patrimony of our country, is the day we sow the seeds of destruction of our nation and invite disruption. We will have difficult conversations as well in CARICOM, and we must. But those conversations recognize that in every country there are even regional and local conflicts and disagreements. And it is our duty to be able to smooth that over but to ensure that at no stage as newly independent countries of the world do we leave our citizens as tenants in their own land, but make them owners of all that they must survey.
Do not leave your citizens as tenants in their own land. Did you hear that, guys? That's worth a share. Certainly that is worth a share. Do not leave the citizens, me and you, all of you, the thousands of you watching us, do not leave your citizens' government of Guyana as tenants as we are currently in our own land. And she wasn't finished there. She was not finished there. Hear me, Martin, again, telling us about who we are and what we should be striving for and where we should be going.
But I believe that your country, Guyana, our country, Caribbean country, Guyana, has endured much. And you cannot move from being a highly indebted poor country to where you are today without being given the opportunity, one, to bring along your people who have suffered the indignity of that poverty for decades, but secondly, without being given the opportunity to participate globally in discussions that will affect your ability to manage the development of your people. And I trust and pray that this conference will trigger that international conversation. Thank you, and God bless.
Folks, Mia Amor Motley, followed by the President of Ghana, Nana Addo, who again, deep appreciation for ideas, for learning, for books, for the English language, talking to us about ourselves and saying that if you gain the whole world and lose your soul, you gain the whole world, the riches, but your people remain in poverty. Where are we going? Where are we going? Listen to Nana Addo. Talk to us as a people.
Excellencies, to ensure energy sustainability, it is critical that we balance carefully social, economic, and environmental benefits in a continuously changing world. No energy project, therefore, no matter how high its return on value, is worth it if the interests of some or majority of the stakeholders are not properly represented and they're left impoverished and dissatisfied. In this regard,
Yep. It doesn't matter what you get. You could have all the money out of oil and gas. That is what the President of Ghana is telling us. If your people remain in poverty and impoverished, then you have nothing. You have nothing. And folks, that is what we are. That is right where we are when we see people crying out that they're poor, that things bad, that they're hungry. That's what we hear every day. We cannot turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to it. We cannot, if we get all of this wealth and opulence and people are still poor. Who are we? But he wasn't done there, certainly. He went on to talk about how equity and the resources must be for all. Listen to him on that note, folks. Listen to Nana Addo on that note.
for the overall benefit of all citizens. Effect proper management of oil and gas revenues transparently, and ensure equity for the benefit of all citizens through institutional reforms and transparent regulations through proper legislative guidelines.
Yep. Equity for all, folks. The resources for all. Transparency. Where is that? Where is that? Transparency. When the extractive industries, recently the government removed the head of that industry, so put in there, yes, man. Where's going to be the transparency on that? And that is what we're being warned of. This oil and gas wealth, it opulence, the money must benefit all Guyanese. We must all, the rising tide must float all books. But he wasn't finished there, because you all know we've been struggling with this issue of flaring. And flaring, we know, is bad for the environment. But we rather take money from ExxonMobil as rather have them do what is right. And Addo spoke about that. Take a listen to him.
Minimize the flaring or venting of natural gas generated and develop a viable domestic petrochemical industry based on natural gas.
Yep, you gotta watch the flaring. We gotta watch the flare. A lot of tempers were flaring out there today with the protesters. We gotta watch the flaring out there also with ExxonMobil and the other people who gonna be coming and drilling, digging we out and leaving. We gotta watch the flaring. We have to watch the flaring, guys. But to me, over the last 2 days, when you saw the world leaders on the world stage as was presented there at the Ghana Marriott in Kingston, you heard their ideas, their breadth and depth of knowledge, and the way they can speak extemporaneously and they don't stutter and falter and call words wrong and slack talk and those kinds of things. You listen to them and you are inspired. You listen to what they're doing in their country and you wonder when we can get there, when we can get serious, when we can engage each other, sit down around the table and move this country forward, develop this nation. But this aspect over the last 2 days was the donor for me, because here you had Mia Mottley talking about the green economy in Barbados and all that they're doing to foster green economy, moving away from fossil fuel, even though they got some amounts of oil there and so forth, moving away from fossil fuel and going in the green direction, encouraging us to do the same. Here you had Ado talking from the wealth of his knowledge and experience, the history of his country, where they're coming from, where we're going, our shared experience, and how we should be moving forward. And then Irfan Ali is going to come at the end and unleash his vision for us. And I want you guys to pay careful attention and take a listen, and you're going to know where we are, you're going to know where we're there, and you're going to know where we're going. So here is Mia Mottley talking about the green energy pursuits of the Barbadian people. Mia Mottley again, folks.
In our own energy policy in Barbados, we have embarked on an ambitious journey to transition our country to 100% renewable sources and to be a carbon neutral state by 2035. By 2030, 70%. By 2035, 100%. We have one of the densest electric vehicles and charging station networks per capita. There are over 500 electric vehicles on our roads, and remember, we're only 166 square miles. We have one of the region's largest electric fleets of buses, 49 at the moment, with an additional 10 to be purchased. So per capita, we are really ahead of most. We've replaced 88% of all of our street lights across Barbados to LED lights. And we've installed 3.7 megawatts of photovoltaic systems on 22 public buildings and are continuing to move with pace. We've completed ocean energy studies that investigate and establish the feasibility of establishing and developing utility-scale offshore wind and marine power. And we're conscious of the potential for Barbados to generate hydrogen from wave energy and the capacity for export. We're concluding negotiations on a 30-megawatt green energy park based on waste to energy and a substantial improvement in the management of our waste. And last year we concluded our integrated resource and resilience plan. We're redoubling our efforts to propel the industry forward with new fast-track regulatory processes, having discovered the bureaucracy that stymied the pace of the approval of renewable energy projects. We've already approved and installed over 59 megawatts of private renewable energy capacity, primarily solar photovoltaic systems, approximately for 9.4% of what we anticipate to be the need of 625 megawatts because of the absence of progress on battery storage. And we are also conscious that there is a need for us to maximize the solar revolution, particularly as that country in CARICOM that led the way on solar water heaters as we went forward as an independent nation. 50 years ago, we started that process to the point where almost every house in Barbados has been powered by solar water heaters for the generation of hot water for over 4 decades. But this.
Yep. And we got oil, we got gas, we got gold, diamond, bauxite, rum, timber, rice, and we made it with cold water. That is what vision sounds like, not rhetoric, that we have here. Vision, these folks in Barbados installing photovoltaic equipment, we installing governments. You understand how far back we are with the kind of blind leadership we have in this country? With the kind of blind leadership, photovoltaic systems, we installing governments. That's where we are, folks. Listen to the depth and breadth of what the Barbadian people are doing in green energy. Where are we there? But she was not to be outdone. She was to be followed by Addo, Nana Addo of Ghana, who spoke of his rich country's history and all that they're doing, where they're coming from and where they're going. Listen to him, nation of Guyana. Listen to him.
Excellencies, Ghana is today touted as a model case in Africa in the management of oil and gas resources. Our journey in this regard began in 1896, towards the end of the 19th century, albeit without any significant discoveries. It took us nearly 90 years to establish by law our national oil company, the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. The Petroleum Exploration and Production Law came into force a year later, in 1984, and the promulgation of a petroleum income tax law, which established an income tax regime for oil, gas, exploration and production in Ghana 3 years later in 1987. In the immediate years after this, we witnessed several false dawns in the quest to become an oil-producing and exporting country. Until June 2007, when under the leadership of my old boss, the second president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, Ghana announced the discovery of crude oil in commercial quantities. The field, christened Jubilee Fields in commemoration of Ghana's 50th independence anniversary celebration, was brought into production in 40 short months. It was an exciting moment, since the discovery of oil resources offered a unique historic opportunity for Ghana to leverage its newfound oil and gas resources for the development of our economy and to finance priority domestic investments crucial for diversified growth. By the grace of God, many more discoveries have since followed, and Ghana's ability to use these resources for the development of the economy and for enhancing the welfare of citizens remains robust.
Well, everyone was up to butt necks. And folks, I say step aside, Addo, step aside, Mayor. Everyone going to step in now and represent, laying out a blueprint for green energy in this country. Because after Mayor, after Addo, we got a bat. We got a bat, folks. And there was everyone stepping out to represent. Don't I tell you the rest. Listen for yourself. Everyone followed.
Today, before I go to the formalities, we are not here to see who is a better batsman or woman, who is a better batter. We're not here to see who is the best. We are here to forge partnership, to build a team to lead for success.
That was it. That was it. Those handcuffs were saying exit stage left. Please and thank you. That was it. That's where we there. You know, there's a scene. If you've ever seen the movie Troy, there is Brad Pitt. He has slain the conqueror of Troy on the ground. Brad Pitt, he has slain their champion. And he looks up to the pavilion and he sees the king. And he says, "Is this all you have?" He looks up into the pavilion where the king is. And he asked Troy, is this all you have? That is the question that was on the minds of the people at the International Energy Conference. And is this? That's our program tonight, folks. That's our program tonight. Stay safe.